Welcome class 5. As we are continuing our solid liquids and gases, and we have already compared the structure and the properties of the solid liquid gases. As we know, what are the molecular arrangement of the solid? They are very close to each other. Molecules are closely packed with each other. They have definite volume and definite shape. What about the liquids? They in which vessels they are being kept, they take their shape. So they are molecules are having little bit spaces in between them, and they can slide on each other. So their volume may be fixed, but the shape is not fixed. In which vessels we are keeping them, they are taking their shape. What about the gases? They move randomly, so they have a tendency to just leave their surface because their energy is too much, and they try to move very fast, and their molecular movements are very fast, so they move randomly. So they do not possess any definite volume as well as any definite shape. So they are being kept wherever they are being kept, they are taking their shape. In that case, we have already discussed about the changing stages. What are the stages? Solid to liquid, liquid to gas. In this case, we have understood what is melting. So at first we should know what is evaporation. So evaporation means when the liquid changes into gases, that is on heating. Suppose we are having a glass of water or a mug of water, we heat them or keeping them in the sunlight. Due to heat, it changes into vapor or steam. So that is called evaporation. What about the condensation? When we are cooling this vapor into the liquid state, steam changes into this liquid state. That is called condensation. And what about the freezing? When we are keeping this liquid into the freezer or further we are cooling it too much, that state is called freezing. Okay, and what is melting? When we are taking out the solid state and keeping in a room temperature, they are absorbing the heat of the room, and they just changes into the liquid. That process is called melting. Okay, now we will talk about two changes. What are these changes? One is a physical and another is a chemical change. So there are two types of changes called physical changes and another one is a chemical change or the chemical changes. So what is these chemical change or the physical change? If we see the definition of the physical change, when the change occurs in the shape, size, color and state of matter is called physical change. Okay, so how change takes place? It is a temporary change and generally reversible. No substance is forming during this change. Physical change may occur due to the heating and cooling. For example, when you heat water, it changes into steam. On cooling, steam again changes into water. Similarly, when you freeze water, it changes into ice, and on melting, the ice again changes into water. So if the changes into water, other example of the physical changes are stretching of rubber band and cutting of hair. So what are these changes? That means a type of change in which the state of the matter changes. Suppose we are heating the water, so it changes into vapor. But when we are cooling the vapor, again we are getting the water. So it is a reversible process. Okay, so what are the point of the physical change? If we will see the physical change, what will be the characteristics? Number one is it is temporary change. Because the temporary change means the change, immediately the change, again it will be gain or it will just come back to its original position. So it is a temporary change. It is not a permanent change. And then what is the second point? We will change it. Then it is reversible change. Number 2. These type of changes are actually reversible. And what is the third point? Change of the state. Changing state, size, shape, that's all. So, what are the 3 points or the 3 character of the physical change? These are temporary changes, these are reversible changes, changes you can see in the state, size and shape. Suppose we are taking water. Okay, so water is changes into steam or water vapor. So when we are heating water, we are getting steam or water vapor. So on heating, this change is appear. But when we are cooling, again this is steam or the water. On cooling, we will get again the water. So what it is? It is a temporary change. As when we are heating the water, we are getting the water vapor. When we are cooling it, we are again getting the water. So it is a temporary change. Second, it is reversible. That means we can get from water we can get steam, and from the steam we can get water. So it is a reversible change. That means in both sides the reactions is can be occurred. So we can change the steam into the water as well as we can change water into steam on heating. Okay. So this second characteristic, it is also we are just justifying it is a temporary change, it is a reversible change. And now what is the third point or the third justification? That is change in state. So water is a liquid state, it changes into the gaseous state, and again gaseous state changes into the liquid state. So it is only the changing of the state, it is temporary change and it is reversible change. We can get the original thing again by changing the situation. So this type of changes are called physical changes. And we can take another example, ice. If we are keeping the ice, it will changes into water, and again it will keeping the water into the freezer, it will change into the solid ice. So it is a reversible change, it is a temporary change, and it is a change in the state, not in the molecular arrangement. So what about these 3 points? If it is justified, first one is temporary change, second one is reversible change, and third one is change in the state, not in the molecular arrangement. So these kinds of changes are called physical changes. Okay, now we will talk about the next type of change, and that is chemical changes. Okay, so the second type of change is chemical change. And how we will justify whether it is a physical change or the chemical change? We already discussed what are the physical change. And now what are the chemical change? When the matter changes together to form a new substance, it is called a chemical change. So this type of change is a number 1, it is a permanent change. Number 2, new substance formed. Number 1 is the permanent change. Number 2 is new substance is formed. And third, it is irreversible. This change is not a reversible change, it is irreversible change. Okay, so for this, suppose we are taking one example. It is a permanent change and it's generally irreversible and it forms completely a new substance called this type of things we do not get back. So suppose we are taking milk and milk changes into curd. So can we change the curd into milk? No, we cannot change curd into milk. That means it is a permanent change, isn't it? Second thing, new substance is formed. So the taste of milk, the quality of the milk is always different from the curd. Curd is sour in taste. Curd is forming a type of acid. So curd is a good source of vitamins. So this is a good source of vitamins as well as due to the fermentation we are getting some kind of vitamins from here. But it is no more good supply of the protein. And protein milk is a good substance, or you can say it is a source of protein only. So this is a permanent change, new substance is formed, and third one is a irreversible change. So we cannot get back the milk from the curd again. As in a physical change, we were just getting back the water from the steam. But in this case, we cannot get the milk from the curd. And if another example I will take, so that is burning of paper. If we are burning the paper changes into ash, isn't it? So it's a permanent change. We cannot get the paper back from the ash. And that when we are burning the paper, few gases goes up and it changes into carbon dioxide and water. So it is a complete new form substance which are irreversible and it is a permanent change. Okay, further we will discuss in our next class, and up till that, goodbye and be safe.